class actually me and Bhaskar were talking.
Regarding?
Yeah, he was telling that yes.
Okay. So let's do by creating a user so that all of you can log in using that user also when if you need to practice so that way you can also see how each one of is progressing. So for that first I will give a name as training like user. Okay. So here what you observed is when you added a user, it took the first letter of the first name and last four letters of the last name. So that becomes alias. And then when I enter, I'll say training 0 at sspl.com. Now when I move to the next field, so it becomes the username also. Whatever the email address that I give, that becomes the username. So here I will give my other, which is like support at sejalsoftware.com as my email address. Okay. So once we value is already there, it won't change to the new one. But first time whenever you enter, that becomes the username. And as I said earlier, the username will be in the form of email address. So that's the email address we will use. No, training 0 at sspl.com. And on the right side, we will also use the license as Salesforce. As I mentioned earlier, based on the license, the options of the profiles will change. So if I change to force.com free, then the profile will change. If I put it back to Salesforce license, then it will show all the standard profiles that comes with the Salesforce. So here one of the questions which was earlier, what are the standard profiles that comes from Salesforce? So here's one, two, marketing user, read only, solution manager, standard user, and system administrator. So there are like six standard profiles that comes with the Salesforce, and one of that we can use. And since we will be working as an administrator, we will select system administrator. And
But are we required to define each profile? Meaning, see, let's say system administration is straightforward. What other users have access, and like what privileges they would have and what privileges they don't have.
Yes, yeah, that we have to define. As I mentioned in our previous class, once we understand the requirements of the data access and permissions, then accordingly we create a profile and then provide those permissions in the profile and then assign that profile to this user. Okay, and then we leave these local settings as time zone, then local as English US. And one other thing what you see is your generate new password and notify user immediately. So this checkbox, when I check it and click on save, then it will create the record and notifies the user. So what I will do is I will click on this actually log into my email address and then check it. So what I have is my so this is what is the email that I got. So here if you look at it, it has like my username and also this link which I have to click open, then it will give me a screen, right, like to select a new user password. So I am selecting a password and then I will let you know so that you can also use the same one. And here you have to select let's say pet's name. I just give none just for the sake of giving. Yeah, so once I reset my password with the new password, I get into this login, and it will show the training user, and I get to see all the applications that are there as part of this login, and also all the tabs. And as I mentioned, Salesforce application is nothing but a group of tabs. So if I change my application of sales to marketing, you would see different tabs. Similarly, from marketing to call center, if I change, it will show different tabs. Now let's go back and look at the setup menu, and let's look at some of the user information, right? Whatever we have here. So when I click on the users, now I see this user training also one of the users. So one of the other option the user will have is, let's say we are the administrators, right? And for example, user is reporting a problem for us. So how do we log in as him and try to troubleshoot? We all know, right? When doing providing support, sometimes we want to have their access like to us, right? So that as administrators we can troubleshoot what is not able to do, with his login. So sometimes you might say, I'm not able to look at this opportunity, or I'm not able to run a report, right? And if I have my login, I cannot reveal my password. Usually password is a secure thing, right? So you may be given the username but not the password. So how do we log into Salesforce without knowing the password? So the Salesforce has provided a mechanism where it will allow the user to grant the access to the administrator. So for providing the access to the administrator, so what we will do is we go to personal setup. Under my personal information, you would see this grant login access. So when I say grant login access, I have two options. One is the administrator, and the other one is salesforce.com support itself. But here we don't want to give access to salesforce.com support, but we would like to give access to, let's say, a month. And I will click save.
Okay. And here you're giving access to this particular guy, right?
Yeah, this is I'm a user, right? Now I logged into my account and I have a problem which I'm not able to do some operation or activity on my account from using my account, and I'm reporting that problem to my administrator as a user. And the administrator is asking, okay, why don't you give your access to your account username so that I can log in as you and troubleshoot the problem, and I'll see whether yeah. So for that, what the user can do is he can go to my personal information, and there's a link called grant login access. So with this, what you can do is you can give, if he is given for 30 days, right? Now you can change also. Again, he might give for a year. So once you do this, then yeah, it's there, right? Now let me look at manage users. See, if you look at the name for this, my name, I don't have any other link here under the action column. I have edit and nothing else. But whereas for this user training, for this person, I see the login also. So this means because the user has given access to log in as this particular user ID, username, so that I can log in and troubleshoot the problem. So what I will do is I will log back, log out, and again log in as this administrator. Okay. This is asking me to give a cell phone a number so that it will send me, if I forget my password, as some security code which would be there through SMS. So now this is my user credential. Now I want to log in to the training user account. How would I do that? For that, I requested the training user to grant the access to the administrator so that he can troubleshoot the problem, whatever that he is having in using the application. Now, if you look at the under here, it's my name, right, at the top. But whereas if I look at all of the users from this application, I have this user training user, and he has granted access to me. So when I click on this login, so here if you look at the top right corner, you see logged in as a training user. So now I am actually working as a training user rather than my administrator user. So whatever I do, it will be as if I am using the system as a training user. Like if I go back to sales and let's say I go to leads and I want to list all the open leads, right? So here I will click open. So all of this action that is happening as a training user, like training0@sspl.com user, rather than like my name, administrator, like Sadanandam as administrator. So this is how you can troubleshoot the problems of individual users being as an admin. Now I just tested it on and I'm just saying, okay, there's no problem with your login. And I click on my, again, that particular username and log out. So the moment I log out, I'll get back to my session, in other words. So just to repeat again, what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the user training user login by clicking on the login link. Now I see his name. It shows like logged in as training user, and then this will show all the setup and everything that is available for this user. And I'll be looking, you might say, I'm not able to look at one of these leads, which I am trying to access or perform some like editing. It's not, you might say, I'm not able to edit. So then I can see, but now I see it's editing, right? So there's no issue at all. Or if I really set up his profile or his profile not to delete, for example, usually we don't allow delete operation on many records, but we might say, okay, this particular user you can delete, and you say it's not available. But if you log in and look at this button as delete, then you might say, okay, the delete is available. Maybe it could be some different problem, and we need to go back and check on that issue. But otherwise, you can just act as that particular user and perform some of those activities and tell him that, okay, no problem is there. If problem is there, then you can troubleshoot that. Okay, so I'm logging out. So what I want all of you to do, just go again and do the same thing for all. Each of you go back to admin, setup and users, then change the login as that user training. So let's start with Abhijit. Can you do that, Abhijit, using your mouse? I give you the control.
Sure, sir. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are already here, right? I mean, that's where you come here first.
Yeah.
And this will bring us to this page.
Yeah.
And can you, sorry, repeat that what you wanted me to do?
Yeah, you just log in as user training user and check there's a delete button available on the leads, one of the leads. Okay. Open one of the leads. Yeah.
Okay, and this is the available lead.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. And just
I see there is something. Okay,
yeah,
do I
so
delete it or?
No, just see that, okay, this delete button is visible. So that is a scenario.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean.
Now, yeah, now you come back to administrator user. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, let's do. Bhaskar, can you do that same operation? Okay, let me do one thing, Bhaskar. Let me take the control. I'm doing setup. Yeah. Okay, now let me go back to home. Yeah. Now go to setup, admin user, go to users, and then log in as a training user.
setup, where was that?
Srikanth, can you show him?
I think it's under the Sadanandam, right?
Yeah, okay. Let's.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, Srikanth, you can try. Yeah.
Setup, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's doing. Okay. Yeah, if others cannot do, then that will be given to others. So.
Okay. Users.
Login, right? Login as that user.
Yeah.
You can login. So basically impersonating the user, right?
Yeah.
Proxying the user. Basically, proxying the user.
Yeah, proxying.
Then go to leads. Then go to Betty Blair, right? Betty Blair. Yeah, click on that recent leads and make sure the delete button is enabled. This is a scenario, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you check whether the delete button is enabled or not. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, do the same thing, Srikanth. I think you can. Let me, before you take, let me set it back.
Okay.
Yeah, now you do it. No, I think Bhaskar.
Yeah.
You have to log out as that proxy user. Yeah.
Where is that?
Top right corner, is it?
Yeah, that's log out. Yeah.
So even if you log out, you're basically not logging out as an admin. You don't
Yes,
need to.
yes, that's correct. Yeah. Now it's your turn, Srikanth. Yeah.
The setup, then manage users, click on users. Manage users, click on users, impersonate this training user. And Betty. So Bhaskar has deleted Betty, I think. Yeah, this is, I delete is enabled. Now what I'll do, I'll have to log out, right?
Yeah.
Training user, log out. Back, control is coming back to the administrator.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
what are we trying to do here?
the scenario is how do we log into the system as another as a Salesforce like CRM user and troubleshoot the problem he reported.
Okay, impersonating the user.
Impersonating is how that is possible or how it is done in Salesforce.
Okay.
Every system has different options, but this is how it will be done. So
Sadhana, I have a question. Can we write down all the use case scenarios, so which can be utilized as an exercise for us for our practice? Can we write down all the use case scenarios like this? For example, just now, right? Impersonating user, creating a profile, creating a user, assigning a profile, things like that, right?
Yeah. So we will make it, but definitely that's what I am trying to give as exercise also. Once you are like whatever I mentioned, right? I thought I'll put up a slide and then show them the steps.
Okay, so you already have listed down use case scenarios.
Yeah, but right? Then I thought that won't be during this class. It might we have to go to static slide and then come back to this system. So that's what I'm just giving like online just to have you do, each of you, so that it will be.
If you have, that is fine. I mean, if you don't have, what we can do is, what I'm proposing to do is, since three of us will take turns, and one day I'll write down the use case scenarios, another day Bhaskar will write, and next class Abhijit will. So we'll take turns, and we will, we will actually, share all the use case scenarios among us, and we'll make one document. So, we could have probably end of the session, we'll have probably 50 or 100 scenarios, which we can utilize that as an exercise for our practice purposes.
Yeah, that's a good proposal. So yeah, if you want to do it, then that is fine, but you should make it continuous. No? So if there is a break, then it might again, it should be continuous. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's true. But is that, I mean, and we need to know if
Okay, let's start with you, and maybe then Bhaskar and then Abhijit. Okay, now the other exercise what I want to do is Abhijit, can you like remove the login for the admin? Okay, what I will do is I
What do you
will,
mean remove, Sada?
yeah, okay, let me log out. Okay, now I want to log in as the training 0, right? Training 0
Uh-huh.
sspl.com. This user has given access to the admin, right? Now he doesn't want to give that access to the admin. Okay, so he's logging in. Now, okay. Now what I want you to do is to stop access to the admin. How would you do that? Can you do that for me?
I think I missed that when you connect to the admin, So
Okay.
that
Who
is the
can
thing.
do?
verify that.
Okay, whoever does it, I'll give them a big clap from here.
Okay.
So who can do that? Okay, Abhijit, you want to? Who remembered that? Either Srikanth, can you do that? Srikanth or Bhaskar?
I know in setup you went and you obviously connected to, manage users and
Okay, yeah,
there.
try to set up. Yeah, go to setup and let's see with the help of other like Srikanth and Bhaskar. You think we will do? Yeah. Then where
Okay.
you have to go? On the left side, yeah. Okay, you are almost there. Again, you have to look at the links that are there.
Links. Yeah.
What links again under this personal information? We have a couple of other this one, right? So what is that? Yeah. Okay. So now we change that and then don't you select.
0. Yeah, or nothing like that.
Yeah. No access.
No access.
Yeah. Save it. Okay. So now what happened is there's no more. The administrator cannot log in as or proxy this particular user. So this is how
Okay.
you would do it. Okay. Now let me go like log out and log in as mhm.
Sada,
Yeah,
training user also administrator, right?
yeah, administrator, yeah,
And he's granting access to with the other user.
yeah. So every user, see, every user, basically user, the purpose of having user access is it will be unique in the sense if I am logging in as admin, right? So only I can log in unless I share my password to you or somebody else. Otherwise, if I want you to log in using my ID, and I have to reveal my password, and if I reveal, then every time I have to change my password, right? So instead of giving the password, what is the mechanism such that I don't need to give my password, and also how I am as user have different type of access, because see, admin will have all the access to the system, but here I created as a user, admin with admin permissions, because you might be using the same login to practice. But otherwise, if I change, let's say if I go to my user here, and I'll click edit this user, okay, then instead of system administrator, I'll make him as a standard user.
Okay.
So if you okay, or read only standard user, let's go with that, then I'll save it. Okay, now with the standard user, if I now I have to log in as a standard user, then only I would know. Like what I mean to say is before that, let's see what permissions the standard user has in terms of administrative permissions. So he cannot do many of the things here if you look at, or you can just only like send out outbound messages, or you set up configuration you can do, and even under the general user permissions you can convert leads, but you cannot activate contracts, you cannot manage users, and also you cannot manage leads. let's say manage remote access. Many things he cannot do here, right? So that is what he cannot create no campaigns, for example, here. So, and he cannot edit cases, no, he cannot delete. So as a now as an admin, right? So I can look at the campaigns here and I can create new, right? So this is the access of the administrator. But when I look back as a the standard user profile, I cannot create campaigns. So this permission, what we can verify also now, since the user training user is a standard user, he cannot create campaigns.
Campaign. Correct.
So that when we can test it out, I can log in, but that is anyway it's there. So I can maybe just for the purpose of testing, I can log in as a training user, and then see what all you can do. See now if I go to campaigns, see there's no new button here. You remember earlier there was new button here. Did anybody observe?
Yeah.
How about Srikant? Did you see that there was a new button here? I think maybe you are in mute. How about Abhijit?
Yeah, I'm muted.
Yeah, there was.
That was correct.
Yeah, so that's how the profile, even cases, no, it was, there was no way that you can delete a case. So if I open this case, so there's no delete button for him. Okay, so that is how the effect of profile would be there. So if I go to user detail, this again standard user. So here, if I look at the cases, so you cannot delete. Even for the campaigns, you cannot create. So this is how we set up profiles with different permissions, like what you can do on the cases, what you can do on the campaigns, what you can do on the opportunities. Here if you look at it, see view all and modify all is not there for this particular user. Okay, so these permissions again, as I mentioned, as mentioned in previous classes, it all depends on the business needs. So we set up a standard user profile, and we decide, or the business decides that okay, they should be allowed to. Here it says campaigns only read only, but it might allow to edit. So if that is the case, then we have to check this box so that they can edit the campaigns. Here on the opportunities, there is a delete option. So business might decide for its standard users, they should not be allowed to delete. Okay.
By default, actually, this is probably actually we talked about the same question. By default, how many number of profiles we have by default?
Six. There are 6 profiles. Yeah. So again, as I mentioned here, if I go to profiles, see here, as I mentioned, right? As I mentioned, see all these custom, right? You will see the custom, and I showed with this license, particular Salesforce license, you have only 6 profiles. If you
and what are they? One is standard. Standard
system administrator, solution manager, read only, marketing user, contract manager, and standard user. So this could be one of the questions also if you take the certification.
Yeah, I'm writing contract manager. I got 3: standard, system admin, contract manager, and what are the other 3?
Read only,
Solution manager, read only.
yeah.
Read only is a profile.
Yeah, it's a profile. Yeah, read only is profile, system administrator, solution manager, read only, then marketing user, contract manager, standard user.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So now let's
Marketing manager, is it? Marketing what? Marketing user. Okay.
marketing user. Yeah, marketing user. And yeah, so you can expect even sometimes if you attend an interview also. So what are the standard profiles they might ask, or they might say, is a sales profile a standard profile? So
Yeah,
it's
they
not
might also ask like what each of them can and cannot do, right? But
yeah, see, that is actually, even I think we referred last time. If you are really good in memory, then you can remember that. For example, as I said, marketing user, right? So when I click open marketing user, so here you can see all the page layouts. So what all you can do. And one of the things is this tab settings, standard marketing user. Can you see the console tab? So if you look at the console, it's hidden, right? So same, it like this question. If somebody wants to ask a question and the standard profile tab settings for this particular marketing user profile. So the question could be like this for the tab. You might say, will that forecast tab visible to the marketing user profile? Then it is hidden. So the question could be like that. Then if you really want to know what are all the permissions that are given for a marketing user profile, then this is how you would remember. Okay, it's like custom app settings, right? Is sample console is available for that particular user, and here this example, view all data, right? So the question could be for marketing user, is view all data permission is given? It's no, right? Yeah, it's no. So this is it's very difficult. Means I don't think anybody would judge by asking a question or getting an answer to this question by going to standard profile and asking what permissions are there or not. But for administrator, how it will help is, it will help us to clone this profile and just modify it. So when I say clone this profile, so what I can do is I can go to profiles, and since I am as a training user, I don't have the access. No? Also, one more thing what you can observe is, see, I don't have these clone buttons on the left side, because this training user is not the administrator user.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you, okay, these are some of the things that you can observe and also remember. As a training user, there's no permission for him to modify profiles. That's why you don't see all of that here. Now I will log out and log in as admin user, so that we can do that changes to the profile. So I was here under profiles. What I can do is I can create a new profile like here, and then clone this particular profile, right? Marketing user. We were talking about the marketing user, and then I'll just say SS marketing user. So here for your SS, when you are creating any exercise, you use your two letters. If it is Srikanth, right? So Srikanth M, I think SM, and BM Bhaskar Madhi, and Abhijit, whatever. You can use two letters so that I can figure out who has done what, when you start using the system. Okay.
but in reality, can we edit these standard default profiles that we get with the application as an administrator?
Yeah, okay. I will just come back. No, so let me save this as a SS marketing user. Okay, now let's go back to the standard profiles and click open the marketing user. This one, right? I'm clicking edit, right?
Edit,
Okay. So when I do edit, what it will allow is, it will allow these custom app settings, like you can uncheck the content marketing. Okay, so this section, and the question could be like this. Okay, for on the standard profiles, it's not recommended to use them directly, because it will not be applicable also if you try to use. I'll tell you why also. So here, what you can change is, you can change calls and like these application settings, Then tab settings, like you can make it like tab hidden. You can do for some of those things and this. But when you come to administrative permissions, even though you are editing, it won't allow to modify. Like this one, you cannot do it.
Oh, okay. Only
Yeah.
certain things we can edit, and some things we cannot edit, right?
Yeah. So except these two, like tab settings and custom app settings, all the rest of things, there's no way you can edit. Like administrative permissions, general user permissions, standard object permissions, you cannot change. So, and
So
the most the requirement is only in this area. So this area means, let's say,
if you want to edit, create a clone and then edit and then assign that profile to that user.
yeah. So that's what now we
So
have.
when we clone, So when we clone, can we edit those other fields as well, other tabs like administrator? You have some other down the line. You had some other fields, right? So can we edit them?
Yeah. So now I'm clicking on this SS marketing user profile. Now if I scroll down, see all of these are enabled now. Administrative permissions earlier were it was only read only. All of these permissions. General user permissions.
Oh, okay, excellent. So to edit, we have to clone. If
Yes,
you want to edit.
Yeah. And another reason also, what I
So can I
was,
take it as before I forget? Can we take it as concluding that the standard profiles, certain tabs on the standard profile cannot be edited, but to edit, we must clone and then edit like administrative permissions and things like that.
yes, yeah, that's correct.
General
Yeah, yes.
by default profiles cannot be edited. I don't know if we can say that.
Yeah, so no, on the it's like this. On default profiles, we cannot edit administrative permissions as well as general permissions and standard object permissions. These cannot be edited on the standard profiles.
Okay.
Yeah,
App settings and app setting we can edit for the standard also.
Standard also, yeah.
I'm making a notes here. Administrative permissions. What else is there? Administrative permissions.
General user permissions.
General. Okay, I got two of them.
So standard object permissions.
And what else? I have administrative permissions, general user permissions, standard object permissions.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. And so on default profiles, administrative permissions, general user permissions cannot be edited.
Yeah.
In order to edit them, we need to
clone
it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So this is a standard.
Very good. Okay.
Now let's assume this particular training user, he's no more with the company. How do we deactivate that particular user? As I mentioned earlier, we cannot delete a user, but we can only deactivate. So for deactivating a user, you again go to setup, administrative setup, manage users.
Oh, is it right? We cannot delete a user, is it?
Yeah, we cannot delete a user.
I thought I just saw some delete button. That's what we checked, right?
No, that was in the lead. On the lead, that was the data, right? That was data, not on the this one.
Yeah, that is the lead. That is not
Yeah.
user.
It's data.
So who has the access to delete the user, Sada?
No, to whichever user we administrator will have the access, but whereas the other users will not have depending on how we define the access to them.
So once a user is created, that's it.
Okay, let's say there are two users.
We can only we can only deactivate, but we cannot delete them.
Delete it, yeah. So So Abhijit, what the question that you asked? Here I'm administrator, right? And I'm opening this lead. and I say edit, delete, and convert, clone, find duplicates. All of these actions I can do on this lead. Now, you are saying, right, who can delete a lead? So as an administrator and as business needs, we have to define which profile can have that access. So when I say which profile that can have, I'll go back to my setup and go to profiles and look at this marketing user, right? Marketing user. I'll click open that. Then how we can find out whether you can delete a lead or not? So you come back down all the way to standard object permissions and look at the leads, right?
Yeah, here.
So leads, now access is there. Read he can do, create he can do, edit he can do, delete he can do. But if you look back at the other profile, which is a standard user, looks like it was not there, right? So on the standard user, here I am opening the profile, and again I'll scroll down all the way to standard object permissions. Okay, still he also has.
Yes.
But yeah, so what we can do, one of the scenarios what we have done, we will go back to our custom profile, right, which was there, SS marketing user. So I'll click open edit and this is marketing user. Now what I will do is I will change his standard profile on this thing. We'll say no delete for marketing user. Now he cannot do.
One question I have, Sada. So in the real world, when you create a user, right? So do you always clone the standard profiles and assign it to him, or do you also get to assign the default profiles to a user when you create?
See, default profiles we will not.
We got to clone. That's what he said last.
Yeah, we have to clone. See, it's always like this. It's like this, right? How do we? Okay, now how do we come to a use case where we would start using standard profiles? Okay, here is I'll give a use case where I will go with the standard profile. So what I will do is I will open my read-only profile, for example, right? So in the read-only profile, what all I can edit. Like for example, when I click edit, see on the accounts tab, okay, you can use the standard profiles when you think or when the business thinks that there is no need to change any administrative permissions that are there on a standard profile. Let's say on this administrative profiles, okay, API is enabled, charter user, create and own new charter groups, and send outbound messages, view setup and configuration, right? So if this is okay under this administrative permissions for the read-only profile, then we are fine with this administrative permission. Let's say again we'll check the general user permissions, and what are the permissions that he has is create and customize reports, create and share links to charter fields, edit opportunity product sales price, export reports, run reports, send stain touch reports. So if you are fine.
When it comes to, I understand what you're trying to say is based on the requirement, we figure out whether we should assign a standard profile or a cloned profile to a user, right?
Yes.
That part is pretty clear. But when it comes to the best practices, which is the best way to go about it? I mean, majority of the part when we are doing a job as an administrator, what do we do? Do we clone for the most part, or do we?
No, we clone. You see, the best way always you clone and go from there only, because see, what I mean says you will also have a read-only access, for some users. So when you go for read-only access, because the way they have set up this profile is also based on the standard practice that is used for a person who needs to have only read-only access in general. So based on that, Salesforce already set up all of these for the subscriber or the companies who are buying the license, right, to use Salesforce. So here the best practice is clone this and check whatever they have given. For example, for the read only, they also said, okay, it's okay to export the report, because but here we may not allow that, right, as a company policy. Then we uncheck. Yeah, so what I meant is the best practice is always you clone the standard profile, and that is how I think you do. You cannot, let's say, let's go to profiles. Here also, if you go to new profile, so it will ask for the existing profile. It's not that you can directly do something. You have to pick one of the available profile and then do. So this is also another question, right? So can you create a profile without cloning an existing one? No, you have to clone an existing one, and from there only you can do it. Create a new profile. So solution
we have
match.
to clone from a one among the four, which is
One among the six.
I'm sorry, one among the six.
Yeah.
Marketing, solution, read-only, contract system. Okay, one other question I have: as an administrator, when we start working, which part will be spending most of our time? Creating users and assigning profiles to them, or I mean, where is the what is the major feature on the application that we'll be working on?
See, profiles we don't touch. Once you set it up, we see it's like this, right? When you have a company, sales reps will be there, sales managers will be there, directors will be there, VPs will be there, right? So when users join or when they leave the company, most of the activity would be on the user side, because let's say the solution manager, so there could be 5 solution managers or 1 solution manager, and we already defined this profile, like how it should be for for this particular profile, right? Then we don't touch every time when a user comes, right? We use that profile while defining the user. So here I can just use the profile and then use it. So here again,
so what you're saying is, once we set up the users, we are done. Let's say 50 users, right? In the company, 50 users you create, you assign profiles to them, and you're done with that part. So you're saying that you, as an administrator, when we start working, so it's like one-time setup. We don't really have be spending much time on that. So if you can please answer my question as to on which feature in the application, on Salesforce application, we would be spending more time when we perform our job, when we do our job.
see, as I said, right, so it will be almost equally distributed depending on what, let's say there is a lot of attrition in the company, for example, if it's not a good company, right? So a lot of people will leave the company, join the company. So that means there's a lot of activity that happens on the user side, right? And let's say the business has defined a process which are inefficient, right? Like the workflows. Then if the workflows are not really helping the business to do better, then you have to work more on modifying or adding new workflows. So that could be there, and even the data access, as we will come, in maybe in our next class or something when we do it. So data access in the sense like when new people join, you may have to share their share the data to that new user. So how do we include them? There are like groups in which we have to include the users. So then we have to define those groups. So depending on what activity or in what section you are working, what area you are working, then that will be there. And for your question, like on which activities an administrator will work more, in the sense, depending on how the company is doing. Assume that company is stable, like whatever the implementation that is being done, and your role also depends on what you are doing, right? Are you joining a company which already has a Salesforce implemented by some other company, and you are just going and helping on the operations side? So operations side, there may be only minimal requests, right? And maybe there could be data export input. Leads are coming from outside, right? Companies buying a list of leads, right? Then you would have to do importing, like import operations on that particular leads, and maybe your access could be transferring the records of one user. Let's say one sales rep leaves the company and he has a lot of opportunity that he's supposed to work, but he's not working now. There's a new replacement who has come, to take the person who left. So we may have to transfer all the opportunities to that new rep. So that could be your job when you are deactivating a user. So here again, as I said, depending on what.
Okay. So
Yeah?
basically, what you're saying is replacing a user. Is that right?
Yeah, replacing user.
Let's say I'm in the company. I'm working as an administrator, or just like, and I'm being replaced by Bhaskar. So can you simply replace me with Bhaskar? Is that possible in Salesforce application?
Yeah, okay, when you like to answer that question, like Bhaskar is leaving and you are coming, right? So assuming that here is a scenario I will take, which is this user training is Bhaskar, right? Now I'm editing. Okay, I'm editing and then I'm making I'm deactivating. So here it says no deactivating users removes from all delegated groups and sharing privileges. And basically it will what it's saying is it will take out wherever he was part of the groups, and then you have to include him again. Okay, so it like you can still transfer this user request to an active user. So like this it will be there the moment then when you click save. So once you have it, let's say if he is having any of the records like opportunity, then you will get another pop-up which will allow you to see whether you have to keep these records with him or to move it to different user. So that will come as we go like in the next class.
But I've just seen deactivating the user, but I didn't see any pop-up coming that the way to whom you want to transfer all these privileges to. So that part I didn't see. I mean, replacing the user part, I did not see.
Yeah, no, it won't be replacing. Yeah, it will have, because this training user, whomever we created, is not owning any records now.
Now let us say he is owning all the records, right?
Yeah, then it will show up. Yeah. So that way I will show you. Once we has data, then it will automatically show up. Because now there is no data, right?
So does it show when you deactivate the user?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So it shows up when you deactivate the user. So this person has so and so leads. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to transfer them to Abhijit? You say yes and you transfer it to Abhijit, and when Abhijit logs in, he'll see all the leads that belong to Bhaskar. Is that right?
Not at the time of like activating and deactivating. When you do like data transfer, there is you see the scenario or the use case. What we are working on is we are working on the users, right? So on the users, when let's say activate again, I think.
Activate. My understanding was that we can simply replace the user.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, it's not like that. We cannot just simply replace user. So when you say replace, how it comes when you say replacing a user, how do we do that, right? We have to have a place where we can pick up a new user, right? Let's say replacing you, Bhaskar is showing somewhere. Where it will show Bhaskar name? It will not show here, right? It is only the user record. The Bhaskar name will show on a object, on a like lead, it will show up as owner, or opportunity will show up as owner, right? At that time, the like situation or scenario of replacing a user comes into picture. So what I mean to say is here, when I have this.
What I'm trying to say is, you will deactivate this user and transfer the data that belongs to Bhaskar to Abhijit. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. So here is like when I said lead detail. Now first I have to have who is owning it, right? Then only I can change.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what I think we were trying to miss out. So it's not when
you deactivate if the user is deactivated in the system, does it still show the old user for this lead owner? Can you not do a mask?
No. We can do it when we do the ownership change. So okay, now this is Bhaskar's, right, and he has left. But still, because of the history, we need to maintain, right?
Yeah, that is true. But the thing is, this is a single lead. Let us see. Bhaskar is a big guy, and he has about 10,000 leads, right? So in that case, you cannot go individually into each record. So can you do a mass data transfer?
Bulk transfer.
Yeah, so that you can do. So that is how it will be done is you go to data management, like mass transfer records.
Okay.
Then yeah, so you have like transfer leads. Then you decide like transfer from which lead, right? Now this is where it like training user to which user. That
So
no,
does it transfer only leads or everything that belongs to Bhaskar?
yeah,
Only
here
that,
no,
because we have not just leads, right? We have, oh, you're saying records.
yeah, records. So accounts, you
Records
can.
meaning does it mean that A to Z, everything that belongs to Bhaskar will go to Abhijit?
Yeah. So account means all contacts, opportunities, all will be like open activities. You can
Okay.
do the transfer. Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically you're saying that this is the simplest, this is the only way this application provides to, I mean, replace a user. Is that right?
Yeah. That is only for like large data and for single user. See, I can just make a change. Just going to lead owner and then clicking change, and then you
Okay.
can
So this is
do
only
this.
for this particular lead, yeah. I mean,
Record.
even if not only in case of a user has left the company, but in the case where both the users are still in the company, but one has, overloaded with other works, whereas he wants to share some of, Bhaskar wants to share some of his leads with me. So, for some of the leads, he can simply change. Is that right?
This is, yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So the data transfer is, as you said, no scenario where if I have a lot of leads and if I'm away or something like that is a scenario, then the admin can move some of the workload to some other user.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
So when
let's.
it comes to actually this job profile as an admin, I want to reframe my question. Which is the most important aspect on the application for an administrator to concentrate on, right? For example, if you ask me in Java, which is more important, then I can say, just look more deeply into inheritance or polymorphism. So like that, there should be some concept within this as an administrator, which we should be focusing more on, right?
Yeah, okay. So it's a good thing, but as I said, no, that is what if I look at my like CRM services, this website. So as admin, so you got many of these things, which is getting the organization ready, which will be already done, and managing users would be the continuous thing that would be happening. Securing the data access. Mostly this customizing the fields, it won't happen because we will set up the page layouts and everything. It won't happen here, but managing data will be the frequent job of administrator, and reports and dashboards is another activity which no admin would be doing. Again, automation won't be like frequent. This charter, it could be here and there, and service cloud. So just to answer your question, or what I see is, out of all these, something will be done before the users start using it, but as an ongoing activity. I think what you asked is, this is like setting up and managing users, security and data access is one of the major activity, I would say, and managing data like maybe 50-50, and reports and dashboards, security and data access, I would say, are more important for admin.
So if you were to hire somebody, you'll be looking for an expert in these areas.
Yes, reports and dashboard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, again, because I don't want to make it as a standardized recommendation or a skill admin would need, depending on where is in the project. Let's say if he is joining as a project during the implementation or configuration time, at that time you would have to working on creating the user profiles, right, and even creating users, and then creating custom fields. So depending on where is joining as part of the team, like if it is part of the project, then all the things would be reversed. Like,
Security and data access, reporting,
yeah,
managing data.
yeah, automation will be another work, and collaborate this service cloud implementation. All of that would be there if a part of the project. But if the moment the system goes to users' hands or the business, then you would have more work on managing users, security and data access, managing data and then reports and dashboards.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good question anyway. Okay, so I just want you to do, I will give access to these parts for you. So what I have to do is I have you to again go to cloning and then go to profiles and clone one of the profiles like what we did last time. So let's start with Bhaskar. Bhaskar, can you go and clone this standard user profile with your name?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want me to create a user with a standard user?
No, just clone a profile. How do you clone a profile?
Oh, profile. Okay. Profiles. Oh, looks like I forgot.
Okay, Srikanth, can you do?
Setup and manage app security control.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let us help him, right? Let us help him actually. Let us help him. May I go to not company profile? This is
Manage
organization, right?
users, yeah. You know what I meant is here there's nothing that we don't want to have Bhaskar do it. Like if you know, right? So he can do it and then he'll get his done back. So that way we don't need to spend a lot of time, right?
Let's go to standard user and clone. Click on clone. There you go.
BM, yeah, you write BM, yeah. Then give the existing profile name like standard user.
Good. I think I mean, for me, it's I'm probably asking too many questions, but my perspective is to get to the bottom of it. You know.
Yeah.
because from management's perspective, I kind of have an idea like what we look for in a person that we are getting on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is fine. I will anyway see once, depending on, anyway, all these questions are okay, but depending on the time what we have to cover, and that is fine, I think. With Bhaskar and Abhijit, it's like we are kind of learning. Even I think that should be fine. I don't think there's any issue. Okay, Bhaskar, I think that is what I was asking. So, Abhijit, can you clone a profile for me? Same standard user.
Sure. One second. Yeah.
Standard data instead of standard user, don't we have any better? Like who
Some
is
of questions.
Solution manager. See, it's not that what we are doing. The process is how do we clone. That is the activity that we are trying to learn, or the step that we want to do is So we can do.
Do you want anything?
Yeah, contact manage. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
You give your 2 initials, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And what else? Other operations you wanted actually?
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah. Now, Srikanth, you just do one, and then I will. Yeah. So we're already as an administrator. Let me clone some other user AP contract, PM standard user charter field. Where is the standard user? I don't find. Can we clone system administrator? Yeah, you can do it. So, is there any standard naming convention, Sada, that we are required to follow?
See that naming convention will be given by the company. Right? Let's say if the company gives the name of the project like Sage, right? So they will give a name profile. Let's standardize in the namings, right? So they can give or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. The project will decide how to name the profile, but usually the names will be there like standard user or sales rep. That is not there, right? They might go with the roles like sales manager, sales director. So they can go by that role also.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so that's how it will be. Okay, so what I am doing is I am sending a link SMS to Abhijit. Do you have your phone, Abhijit?
Yeah, I do.
Did you get my SMS?
1 second.
Okay.
Let me quickly check. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just use that as a password and log in here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the training, right? Training 0. Yeah. Now enter that password so that I want to make
1
sure
second.
that you can able to.
Is it? What? Oh, it's. Okay. So what is this? Remind me later.
Just remind me later. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, actually, since you are doing on my system, it's allowing, right? Try doing on your system. Like what you do is, let me log out, and then
Okay.
you do login.salesforce.com on your system.
Okay, just a second.
Yes, on your browser means from your
What are
side.
you?
Yeah, I'm just trying
What
to
is?
get. Okay,
What exercise you're trying to do? What right now?
I'm trying to give you access, like so that you can look at the system. That's what
Okay.
I'm. Opportunities. When you click on the opportunities, then you would also know what are all the standard field like opportunity name, account name, additional information. So when the customer asks for adding a new field, then you would be already knowledgeable about what fields are available in the standard page layout. Let's say lead source. The customer might ask, can we add a new lead source? Then you can as part of discussion, so you may not be required, but when if you required also, if you can easily tell this is already available as standard field, and if required you can modify all the uh, these values, and you can also know what are the standard values that comes as part of this stage in the opportunity. Similarly, you can look at the contacts and create some enter some data and see what are all the fields that are available as part of standard layout. Then we can discuss on the leads also, as I mentioned before. Here you can enter some data. So try to get used to the navigation. You go to different applications from here on the sales, you go to marketing, try what are all the tabs that are visible. Then similarly on the call center. Okay. And then we will again maybe continue not again we'll continue on Thursday, right, in the next class, so same time, and then we will continue where we left, and probably as I mentioned we will follow up these this what we have now as a syllabus and try to cover some of those here. Now I will start on the security and data access like tomorrow. Tomorrow means in the next class. Okay, any questions from anyone? Otherwise, I will wrap up for today.
No.
Yeah, actually, I put some notes together, so I'll just send it across to all the. So maybe next in the next class, actually, one of Bhaskar or Abhishek should take turn.
Take a note. Yeah. So that is also
Okay,
good idea.
why don't you do upload to Google Docs so that we can write on there?
Yeah, that is no okay. Why
Okay.
he can do here also, right?
This is all not-
What we can do is we will do it here. Where is this documents? Let's see.
Oh, in the application, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I think yeah, these documents, this tab. Then you new document. Then you enter. But this is a little cumbersome. If you want to do all this, then it's fine. You can enter a file and then you can enter it. So that we can also look at the information. Yeah. Just see how whatever you can. If you want to try on this, you can try this out. Here, something like that. You have to enter class notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is class number 4, right?
Yeah, it's class number 4. Then
I can see. Yeah, I don't have, too much, but just to get used to the application, I think this is a good way to go about it.
Go
Put it
about,
on
yeah.
Salesforce and download. So that's how that's at least we can interact with the application.
Yeah. So in the documents, you create and we have to create a new folder. So, but anyway, you just create it, or you want to do it now? Maybe you can copy and paste.
Oh yeah. Let's. I'll do that as an exercise.
Okay, and show us tomorrow.
Right now, you want me to share or not needed?
No, you can share it, right? You can share in the sense, you become.
I share in the sense like you want me to share my desktop.
Yeah. So you can do. I gave the control to the application. So you just go to documents folder here, and then enter the new document.
New document.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's uploading. Now you edit the properties again. Now change that folder to class notes folder. I created one folder. Yeah, class notes. So this is a public, so that everybody can access it.
Okay, now Bhaskar, can you try to download this?
Yeah. I'm giving Bhaskar that access. Yeah. Bhaskar, you log in and show us. No? You go to documents. How do you go? You click on the plus sign. Yeah, and then.
There is view file, right? View file is there. How to download it?
Download, replace, edit properties.
No, click on the folder. This folder name, view file. View file is there.
Yeah, but now how can you download? Can you not go to? Can you not go to email document? Check that option.
Yeah, you can.
It is emailing to me and something like that. Yeah. It is emailing. I can email to my address, right?
Yeah, try that. Yeah, you can put my email address there, evsrikant@gmail.
No, you have to give the subject name.
No, this one is email address.
It's not accepting, right?
No, the subject is not there. Yeah.
No, not only subject. Email no matches found. Email address is not found in the data.
Does it need to be in the system?
Okay.
Let us go to outside.
Yeah, it should be part of the content. So where did you do from the task you're saying?
Yeah.
No, what is that you have done?
Go back. Actually, there was an option to email that document.
Yeah, that is what I did, right?
Yeah, see,
Email
there
document.
is an email document option. It's the fourth.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I did that only, right? So
No,
these
yeah,
are
it should be there. It should be there. The contact. You remember to click here.
the contact should be there.
Yeah, click new, Bhaskar. Click new button. Yeah, then you enter no your name and this one and enter your email address. Yeah, then save it. That's it. Yeah. So these are now you enter the. You don't. That's fine. That related is not required. Enter subject document, then send.
Class 4, right?
Yeah. Now check whether you got it. That is also you should check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's good. So you can send to. Okay. Let's have Abhijit do this. Abhijit. Yeah. Let's get Abhijit. Abhijit, log into the system.
Yeah.
And go to documents. Yeah. Yeah, you click on the hourglass, the small magnifying glass next to you. Yeah, there you don't have your email address. Click on the new, then you create your name. Then save. Then give your doc. Send.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So will it be in the same format that that is attached there or whatever, or how is it? Or
Yeah,
is it converted to some standard format?
No, it's same format. We can try out. Maybe you can try creating a new document and emailing to yourself or someone. I think that we can
Okay.
test it out. Okay. Okay. So I think good. We have. I think we're done with the classes. So the exercise is exploring like through the application and creating some profiles with different options. And always use your first two letters, right? AP. BM, right? And S, what is that? Srikant? E, right? E, I think. SE or something.
EV Srikant.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we will again meet on Thursday, same time.
Okay.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Sure.